prayer at one of Trump's rallies.
May we move forward together seeking to build a future that reflects the will of God and its values based on the 7 Noahide laws that will unite us all together. Amen.
If you break one of the Noahide laws, it's punishable by capital punishment. Want to know the first law? Idolatry. You know what they consider idolatry to be? Acknowledging Jesus. They also have given him a ton of awards, call him the Prince of Peace. They gave him like a Torah crown. Although they don't directly say it, they seem to think that he is the Messiah. Might be time for us to get ready.
When I was in high school, coming from a completely non-Christian and non-religious family or background, I distinctly remember the first time that I decided that the Bible or the New Testament was definitely not true. Made up, fairy tale, whatever. It was one verse, one scripture that to me at the time proved unequivocally that it wasn't written for our time. A prophecy that was impossible to be fulfilled. Here's the verse.
And I saw thrones, and they sat upon them, and judgment was given unto them. And I saw the souls of them that were beheaded for the witness of and for the word of God, and which had not worshipped the beast, neither his image, neither had received his mark upon their foreheads or in their hands.
No way could guillotines be introduced as a form of execution in the 21st century, right? No way. Proof that the Bible was a prehistoric book written for prehistoric people. Ladies and gentlemen, in 2021, like the smartphone or the smartwatch, this is called the Smart Guillotine. Built by Chanel. You know, the perfume and clothing and accessories brand for the rich. What on earth does a perfume company have to do with chopping people's heads off? Well, here's their logo, and there is an eye in the design. And have you seen their drip design? How odd. Welcome to the real world. You ready? This is Bill HB 1274 on the death penalty, guillotine provisions. But I just want to show you that in 1995 the ball was already rolling. Another ball that's rolling are the 7 Universal Noahide laws. They were signed into US law in 1991 by George H.W. Bush on March 26. Here's the bill and resolution. It was named Education Day. As you can see in the details of Resolution HJ 104, they are the 7 Noahide laws, resolved by the Senate and House of Representatives of the United States of America in 1996. Every single president since H.W. Bush has annually re-signed this resolution. And this will be international law. The law against idol worship will include, quite specifically, the worship of Yahweh as the Son of God, which the Noahide laws will classify as blasphemy, and the punishment for transgressing the 7 Noahide laws is decapitation. This will be governed by a world court, with no possibility of appeals. Who do you think is truly behind these laws? Here is the bill being signed into law by H.W. Bush, and here is their signature hidden in plain sight, the hidden hand of Freemasonry. Who do you think designed the guillotine in the first place? This guy, Joseph Guillotine, a Freemason.
Shalom, shalom. Yeah, I just want to show that video. I got that video from the brother Otis Yasharala. Shouts out to him. Peace and blessings, brother. I had came across that video before also, and it's just going into how these governments and officials have already prepared the guillotines. Now, I don't know if I put it on here, but I had a video of a man who does like a podcast channel, and he basically was reading a confession from a FEMA worker, and the worker was basically saying that they were buying 30,000 guillotine blades through Mexico, or they were getting them through Mexico or whatever. And But they're doing multiple orders of that, 30,000 guillotines. So they're basically, they're getting prepared. They're already getting ready for this. And people are just blindly moving and going about their lives, not understanding that this great time of death is nearly at hand. Like, we like right at the doors of just all hell breaking loose and just this devil going in. And the guillotine that they actually showed in the video, that's a real guillotine that Coco Chanel made or bought or whatever you want to call it. But yeah, it's a smart guillotine with the facial recognition, all of that. So what people not understanding is all this technology that we use on our day-to-day living is all tied into the New World beast system. All these face filters that people use, all these little funny filters, you know, everything that people use on their phone that requires like a face scan or anything like that, they Face ID to open their phones or whatever, all that is being tracked and recorded and used for something that is sinister. People don't even understand what they doing. They're pretty much setting themselves up. So what I'm basically trying to say is they're storing that data and track and saving it for when they have these guillotines, because once they release these guillotines, they're already going to have your face scan stored in the data system. So when they put you on that guillotine and they scan your face, there's no mistaking of who they got. They know who they got and they know who they want to get. So we just coming into some perilous times. And you know, I just found this video interesting because I posted about it like a year ago when I had came across it. And you know, it was just very interesting to me, and then to see it again. But the brother, you know, he edited it like real good. So, you know, I just wanted to, it just prompted me, you know, in the spirit to, you know, bring this out, because that's the times we come into this time where of great wrath. This devil is about to come down harder than ever, and he mainly coming down on you, you Israelites, you so-called blacks, Hispanics, Latino, Native Americans. He mainly coming for you, so-called white men. So, you know, I'm gonna read a couple verses just to, you know, basically back up what I just showed, because the Bible, it's already clearly stating what's gonna happen. Now we're seeing it in real time manifest itself and happen. So this is Revelation 2, and I'll start at 9. I know thy works and tribulation and poverty, but thou art rich, and I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews and are not, but are the synagogue of Satan. Fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, that you may be tried, and you shall have tribulation 10 days. Be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life. And that being faithful unto death is going onto that guillotine and accepting that fate of being beheaded, you know, for the faith and belief in Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai and the gospel. You know, that's a righteous death. You know, a lot of what people don't understand is yeah, the elect, a good majority of the elect is going to, you know, make it through it unscathed and unharmed, you know, in that great multitude. But some of the elect are going to have to go on that chopping block and accept that fate and be a martyr and be a true martyr for the truth. And some brothers just don't understand, like, that's the reality of this. Like, this ain't a game. This ain't nothing to, you know, take lightly. This is something serious, because you may find yourself on that chopping block. and you may feel like, oh, you've done everything, but that's just your fate, you know. So we have to, take this truth in the time that we have, and take it seriously, and myself included. I'm speaking to myself as well, because we got a short window of time before this devil really come down and Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai really start turning things up, you know. Because you see who's speaking for Trump in a rally. It's literally, it's an Ashkenazi. So we know another verse. This Revelation 12:12. Therefore rejoice, you heavens, and you that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he know that he have but a short time. Yeah, and this is what he know. He got a short time. He know that Yahweh Shai is making his way back, and is just waiting to crack the skies open. So this devil is going to do all he can to keep us under subjugation and try and keep his rule, and really be so blinded and egotistic to go against the Most High and his son. Like, you got to be crazy. And of course, the last verse, it was already read in the video, but this is just the reality of it. And I saw the thrones that sat upon them, and the judgment was given unto them. And I saw the souls of them that were beheaded for the witness of Yahushai, and for the word of Yahweh, and which had not worshipped the beast, neither his image, neither had received his mark upon their foreheads or in their hands. And they lived and reigned with Yahushai 1,000 years. And that's the reward that we seeking. We seeking to live with Yahushua. To really stand in truth and stand against, what's coming. That hour of temptation where everybody is going to be tried on the earth to receive that mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, via Neuralink, brain or hand chip implant. The times is serious, and it's really time to lock in on what you really want. And if it's about building a life outside of this truth, then you going in a complete wrong direction. All these, worldly, fleshly desires, these things that we chase after, they don't really matter at the end of the day, because what matters is Yahweh and Yahushai, and them saving your life that you want to preserve, that you've been trying to preserve for the last, however long you've been alive. Some of us, are in our late 30s, early 40s, late 40s, early 20s, however old you are coming into this truth. You've been trying to preserve your life for so long. Now you know who you can lean on, and who really has your life in their hands. You're attuned back with your true power and your heritage. You know who you are. So, you can only run with that, because that's all we really gonna have in these last days, because there's gonna be no logic or understanding. People are gonna lose their minds, and just to speak on that. Second Ezra 15:14. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draw near, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. And after this election, like, people is getting ramped up. You got Edomites talk about it's gonna be slavery, hopefully slavery come back. Like, that perpetual hatred in Edom is cooking up, you know? And then you got these immigrants that's coming over and expecting free benefits and all this stuff. And now all that's about to get stopped by Donald Trump. That's only going to turn these people, you know, crazy and turn them wild. These people about to lose their minds. And then these Trump supporters, you know, they just finna wild out on these, on the immigrants. You know, you jakes. So a lot of this is all, again, all of this is all going hand in hand. The Lord bringing them over for either salvation or judgment. And a lot of these jakes gonna get judged because a lot of stuff that they do on their side, you know, is some wicked stuff. You know, any brothers, you know, who watch, you know, some crazy type of videos where judgment, you know, the true side of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, when they handing out judgment, you know, that stuff be crazy over there, what they be doing. So when they try and come over here, you know, what you think? Like, Babylon is the place of judgment. So the Lord just dragging everybody in for judgment. It only makes sense. And it's exciting, but it's scary because you like, it's really happening. And what are you doing to prepare yourself? Are you preparing yourself like physically or fleshly, or are you preparing yourself spiritually? Are you really trying to get right with Yahweh Hashem Yahushai and get your mind right, you know, and get your things in order, get your priorities straight, as well as girding up your spirit and getting your courage and your faith increase. Excuse me. I should have started at 12. But yeah. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. A man shall desire to go into a city, and shall not be able. For because of their pride in the cities shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword, and spoil their goods, because of lack of bread and for tribulation. So that's what's coming to America. This is the future of Babylon. People think like just because Trump got it back in office, he gonna save America and reestablish America and put it back on his feet. And that is definitely not the case. It's clearly not the case. You know, it's actually gonna get worse because, as we know, a lot of people are saying it's going to be peace and safety now within America. First Thessalonians 5:3. I'll start at 2. For yourselves know perfectly that the day of Yahushua come as a thief in the night. You know, it's unexpected. You're not gonna be privy to knowing when Yahushua coming. You only gonna know when when things are happening outside of your understanding. When the ground shake and the sky, you know, turns a different color out of nowhere, that's when you gonna know. But it's gonna be unexpected. Just like when you go to lay down at night, you're not expecting nobody to try and enter your home. So that's the same way. That's the same metaphor as to when Yahushua gonna return. You're not gonna understand. You're not gonna be expecting it. You're not gonna see it coming. For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction come upon them as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. But you, brethren, are not in darkness, that day should not overtake you as a thief. Yeah, those of us in this truth that understand and are on the lookout, always on the lookout for these signs and just events that show us that we coming closer to Yahushua's return. And everything that's happening in the world is definitely close. You know, those of us in the know, and those of us that truly believe. So, like that third verse is, what it made me think, because people think because he's president that everything is just gonna revert back to normal, and it's gonna be like 2010 again, and that's not the case. It's actually about to get worse. It's about to turn into third world destruction level. Everything about to be rubble and smoke and fire, and that's just the cleansing that needs to happen upon this place, because this place is wretched and sin filled, and it's done. It's cooked. This place gotta go, and everybody knows it. So, I just want to bring that out. Lord willing, it's edifying and made sense. I want to say, Call Halayim La Alahayanawa, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, the great millstone, which I learned this truth from. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect out there who labor in this word with truth and sincerity, and who give their bodies a living sacrifice day in and day out on the highways and byways. And to the speckled bird Israelite who happen to look like these other nations, or other ethnicities, but through the spirit and bloodline do indeed come back to the nation of Israel. To you I say shalom. And to the few Akwaf listening and learning in obedience and silence, to you I say shalom as well. It's Tawab Yahweh. Shalom. Good day.